What really happened after World War II? Did Adolf Hitler truly die in his bunker? Or did he somehow escape to rebuild his empire in secret? Did the Allies tell us everything? Or were parts of the truth buried in the rubble of war? These questions have haunted history for decades. But to understand the answers, we must first go back to the beginning, back to the rise of a man, an ideology, and a war that consumed the entire world. In the aftermath of World War I, Germany was broken. Its economy collapsed, its people humiliated, and its future uncertain. Into this chaos stepped Adolf Hitler, a man who promised strength, pride, and vengeance. He used fiery speeches to ignite anger, fear, and hope all at once. By 1933, Hitler seized power and Germany became a dictatorship. Propaganda spread through radios, posters, and schools, shaping every mind to obey. Then came aggression, first the Rhineland, then Austria, then Czechoslovakia. On September 1st, 1939, German tanks and planes stormed into Poland. Within 2 days, Britain and France declared war. The world was once again in flames. Blitzkrieg, lightning war, swept across Europe with terrifying speed. Poland collapsed, Denmark and Norway fell, Belgium and the Netherlands surrendered. By June 1940, France too had fallen, Paris under Nazi rule. But across the Channel, Britain stood alone. The Battle of Britain raged in the skies as German bombers pounded London. Families hid underground while firestorms consumed their neighborhoods. Yet the Royal Air Force fought back and broke the Luftwaffe. Hitler's invasion of Britain failed. Frustrated, he turned east in 1941 and launched Operation Barbarossa, the invasion of the Soviet Union. 3 million German soldiers marched into Russia, confident of victory. But the Russian winter struck harder than any army. Engines froze, supplies ran out, soldiers starved in the snow. At Stalingrad, the Red Army held every street, every ruined house. After months of brutal fighting, the Germans were surrounded and destroyed. Stalingrad became Hitler's greatest defeat. Meanwhile, far across the Pacific, Japan struck America at Pearl Harbor. Explosions ripped through battleships, flames engulfed the harbor, thousands died. America declared war, and its factories roared to life. The war had now become truly global. Battles raged in the deserts of North Africa, the mountains of Italy, and the jungles of Burma. In the Pacific, Americans fought island by island against Japanese defenders who refused to surrender. Meanwhile, in the shadows of Europe, the Holocaust unfolded. Millions of Jews, Romani, and others were sent to concentration camps. Gas chambers, starvation, and firing squads murdered millions in silence. Only when Allied soldiers liberated the camps did the full horror emerge. By 1944, the Allies prepared to strike back into Western Europe. On June 6th, D-Day began. Thousands of ships carried soldiers across the Channel into Normandy. Bullets tore through the air as men fell by the hundreds. But the beaches were taken. The liberation of Europe had begun. The Allies pushed from the west while the Soviets crushed from the east. German cities were bombed to rubble. By April 1945, Berlin was surrounded and Hitler hid in his bunker. His empire collapsed around him, but he refused to face reality. On April 30th, 1945, he ended his life, or so the story goes. Some believe he escaped, living out his days in South America. Whether myth or truth, his reign of terror was over. But the war was not yet finished. In the Pacific, Japan fought desperately on. America faced the cost of a bloody invasion. Then came a weapon unlike anything before. In August 1945, Hiroshima vanished in a flash of nuclear fire. Days later, Nagasaki followed. Hundreds of thousands died, and Japan surrendered. World War II was over. But the cost was almost beyond comprehension. 70 million lives lost. Entire nations left in ruins. The Holocaust left scars that humanity can never erase. Cities were rebuilt, borders redrawn, and the United Nations was born. Yet from the rubble, a new conflict emerged, the Cold War between the United States and the Soviet Union. World War II showed humanity's darkest cruelty and its greatest courage. And as we look at our world today, with wars still raging and nuclear weapons still waiting, one haunting question remains. Did we truly learn from World War II? Or is history destined to repeat itself?